House of Parliament, London Eye, Trafalgar Square, Covent Garden. Second is historic London Tower of London, London Bridge, River Thames, Borough Market. Borough Market कुछ भी लगा है उनको खाने का अगर शौक है तो उनको करना, अगर खाना है तो Borough Market है.
लंदन भी जाना है तो वहीं तो है ही है फिर.
Borough Market, St. Paul Cathedral, Millennium Bridge. They
Hare Krishna. Welcome to Chart Place. Hare Krishna. Tonight we have Sachi Mataji who will be reciting in Sanskrit and Ritu Mataji reciting in English. Tonight we will be reciting from Canto 3, Chapter 3, verses from 30 to 49, I think.
43 Mataji.
43, yes. And Sachi Mataji, when you're ready, please start with invocations. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna dear devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. Guru Shishila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 32, Verse 30. एताद्वै श्रद्धया भक्त्या योगाभ्यासेन नित्यशः समाहित आत्मा निस्सङ्गो विर्यक्ता परिपश्यति.
Hare Krishna, Ritu Mataji. Are you there? Mataji, you might be reciting on mute. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Ritu Mataji. Okay, so I'll read English until Mataji joins us and then she can continue. This perfect knowledge can be achieved by a person who is already engaged in devotional service with faith, steadiness, and full detachment, and who is always absorbed in thought of the Supreme. He is aloof from material association.
631. इति एतत् कथितं गुरुवे ज्ञानं तद्ब्रह्म दर्शनम् येन अनुबुध्यते तत्त्वं प्रकृते पुरुषस्य च.
My dear respectful mother, I have already described the path of understanding the absolute truth, by which one can come to understand the real truth of matter and spirit and their relationships.
632. ज्ञानयोगश्च मन्निष्ठो नैर्गुण्यो भक्तिलक्षणः द्वयो अपि एक एवार्थो भगवच्छब्दलक्षणः.
Philosophical research culminates in understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead. After achieving this understanding, when one becomes free from the material modes of nature, he attains the stage of devotional service. Either by devotional service directly or by philosophical research, one has to find the same destination, which is the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Text 33. यतेन्द्रियै पृथग्द्वारैः अर्थो बहुगुणाश्रयः एकः नानईयते तद्वत् भगवान् शास्त्रपद्मभिः.
A single object is appreciated differently by different senses due to its having different qualities. Similarly, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is one, but according to different scriptural injunctions, he appears to be different.
Text 34 to 36. क्रियया क्रतुभिः दानैः तपः स्वाध्यायमाशनैः आत्मेन्द्रियजायेनापि सन्न्यासेन च कर्मणः योगेन विविध अङ्गेन भक्तियोगेन चैव हि धर्मेण उभयचिह्नेन यः प्रवृत्तिनिवृत्तिमान् आत्मतत्त्वावबोधेन वैराग्येन दृढेन च येयते भगवानिभिः सगुणो निर्गुणः स्वदृक्.
Hare Krishna Ritu Mataji, are you here? Would you like to read? By performing fruitive activities and sacrifices, by distributing charity, by performing austerities, by studying various literatures, by conducting philosophical research, by controlling the mind, by subduing the senses, by accepting the renounced order of life, by performing the prescribed duties of one's social order, by performing the different divisions of yoga practice, by performing devotional service, by exhibiting the process of devotional service containing the symptoms of both attachment and detachment, by understanding the science of self realization, and by developing a strong sense of detachment, one who is expert in understanding the different processes of self realization realizes the Supreme Personality of Godhead is as he is represented in the material world as well as in transcendence.
Text 37. प्रावोच्चं भक्तियोगस्य स्वरूपं ते चतुर्विधं कालस्य च अव्यक्तगतेः यः अन्तर्धावति जन्तुषु.
My dear mother, I have explained to you the process of devotional service and its identity in 4 different social divisions. I have explained to you as well how eternal time is chasing the living entities, although it is imperceptible to them.
Text 38. जीवस्य सम्प्रतिः भाविः अविद्या कर्म निर्मितः यासु अङ्गप्रविशन् आत्मा न वेद गतिमात्मनः.
There are varieties of material existence for the living entity according to the work he performs in ignorance or forgetfulness of his real identity. My dear mother, if anyone enters into that forgetfulness, he is unable to understand where his movements will end.
नायेतत् कालाय उपदिशेत् न अविनित्या कर्षिहित् न स्तब्धाय न भिन्नाय नैव धर्मध्वजाय च.
Lord Kapila continued, this instruction is not meant for the enriched, for the agnostics or for persons who are unclean in their behavior, nor it is for hypocrites or for persons who are proud of material possessions.
Text 40. नालोलुप उपदिशेत् नाग्रह आरूढचेतसे न अभक्ताय च मे जातु न मद्भक्ताद्विषाम् अपि.
It is not to be instructed to persons who are too greedy and too attached to family life, nor to persons who are non devotees and who are envious of the devotees and of the personality of Godhead.
Text 41. Shraddadanaaya bhaktaaya vinitaya anasuyave bhuteshu kritamaitraya shushruषा abhirataya cha.
Instruction should be given to the faithful devotee who is respectful to the spiritual master, non-envious, friendly to all kinds of living entities, and eager to render service with faith and sincerity.
Text 42. Abhihi jata viragaya shantachittaya diyatam nirmasaraya shuchaye yashaham preyasham priyaha.
This instruction should be imparted by the spiritual master to persons who have taken the Supreme Personality of Godhead to be more dear than anything, who are not envious of anyone, who are perfectly cleansed, and who have developed detachment for that which is outside and purview of Krishna consciousness.
Text 43. Ya idam shunuyad amba shraddhaya purushah sakrit yaha vibidate macchittaha sahayeti padavim chame.
Anyone who once meditates upon me with faith and affection, who hears and chants about me, surely goes back home, back to Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Please forgive me my mistakes. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear Matajis, Jyoti Mataji, and both the Matajis, please forgive me. Who is reading the Sanskrit, please?
It was Sachi Mataji for
Oh,
Sanskrit.
Sachi Mataji.
Yes.
Beautiful recitations. Thank you so much.
Very
And,
nice recitation, Mataji.
Yes, very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thank you, Jyoti Mataji, for stepping in for Ritu Mataji.
Ritu, yeah.
Yes,
I
I've
don't know if
messaged
she's
her.
joined now. I don't know.
I'm not sure. I don't think she has. I kept checking the
Yeah.
participants list, but I couldn't see her name. But I've
Okay.
messaged Alka Mataji to inform her, and she's going to
Yeah.
check with her. But it's too late now anyway. But
Yeah.
thank you so much once again. Beautiful recitations. So,
Hare
dear
Krishna.
devotees, Hare Krishna, dear
Thank you very
devotees,
much, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Please forgive my
Hare
mistakes. Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
No, thank
All
you
Guru
so
Srila
much.
Prabhupada.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yay.
So I've just been checking the participants list and I can't see Prabhuji's name. Vrindavan Chandra Prabhuji, who's supposed to facilitate this evening. So maybe he'll join a bit later. In the meantime, let's do the opening prayer. The opening prayer with me. Please put your hands together. Let's pray very sincerely to their lordships. ॐ ज्ञानातिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलम् श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सवधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपदान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gora Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So dear devotees, I don't think Prabhuji has joined yet. Maybe Jyoti Mataji could give him a quick call, please. Thank you, Jyoti Mataji. And we can read the
Yes,
translation.
Mataji, I'm trying.
Thank you. So we could read the verses that Prabhuji was going to discuss tonight, which was 30 up to 33. So let me see if I can get the verses up on the screen. Mataji, can you share those verses, please, if you don't mind? We can call later, call Prabhuji later.
Mataji, I can't call him because I'm using my phone for Zoom, so
That's
I
right.
can't make a call.
I
I'll share my
understand.
screen. Hopefully
Sure.
he'll join soon.
Yes.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chapter 33, Mataji. Hare Rama, chapter 32, verses 30 to 33. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, so here we are. We can see text 30 on the screen. Any volunteers to read the Sanskrit, please?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. You want me
Thank
to
you,
read,
if you don't
Mataji?
mind reading. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
So once I will read now, Mataji.
After you've read, then we'll ask for another volunteer to read the
Okay.
translation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare
Text,
Krishna, Prabhuji has joined. Sorry.
Oh, Haribol.
Yes,
Thank you so
Haribol.
much. Thank you
Hare
so much.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So, Prabhuji, I finished reading the Mangalacharan prayer, and we were just about to read the verses that you are going to discuss today, but you've joined us. So, over to you now, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So I'm using a mobile connection. So if my connection is a bit not so good, let me know. Can you see the screen?
Not yet, Prabhuji.
Not yet. Oh, yeah, it's just maybe because it's so slow. Now?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, all right. So we are doing verses, chapter 32, verses 30 to 33.
That's correct. Yes, thank you.
All right. So let's make a start. Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindhivyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamani. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Charine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschadeshatharine. So we continue with Lord Kapila Dev instructing his mother Devahuti, and the chapter is entitled entanglement in fruitive activities. So text number 30. Etad Vaishadaya Bhaktya Yoga Vyasena Nityasaha Samaita Paribhashyati. And this by certainly Shradaya with faith, Bhaktya, Sena, by practice of yoga, Nityasa always, Samaita, Atma, he whose mind is fixed, Nishanga, aloof from material association, Viraktiya, by detachment, Paripashyati, understands. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. This perfect knowledge can be achieved by a person who is already engaged in devotional service with faith, steadiness, and full detachment, and who is always absorbed in thought of the Supreme. He is aloof from material association. Purport. The atheistic mystic practitioner of yoga cannot understand this perfect knowledge. Only persons who engage in the practical activities of devotional service in full Krishna consciousness can become absorbed in full samadhi. It is possible for them to see and understand the actual fact of the entire cosmic manifestation and its cause. It is clearly stated here that this is not possible to understand for one who has not developed devotional service in full faith. The words sama, itatma, and samadhi are synonymous. So, perfect knowledge. What is perfect knowledge? Perfect knowledge, according to Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, Vedantavit, Vedavit, Aham Veda. What is it? Vedantavit, Vedakrit, Aham Eva Vedya. That perfect knowledge means to know Krishna and to understand Krishna. And what happens? What follows perfect knowledge? When one has perfect knowledge, one engages in devotional service with full faith. And yet there are many qualities that are explained of a person who's attained perfect knowledge. Firstly, engages in devotional service with faith. Second, is steady. Third, is situated in full detachment. Fourth, is always absorbed in thought of Krishna, of the Supreme. And fifth, he is aloof from material association. So this is the symptom of one who has perfect knowledge. Now the next question is, how does one attain the stage of perfect knowledge? Once, Srila Prabhupada was speaking, and the depth and the breadth of Srila Prabhupada's knowledge was so astounding to his disciples. One disciple asked Srila Prabhupada, "Do you know everything?" And Srila Prabhupada says, "No. Krishna does, and he tells me." So this is the formula for perfect knowledge. Perfect knowledge is never attained. Perfect knowledge is only revealed. And how and when does it get revealed? By Krishna's grace. And when does Krishna bestow his grace? When one pleases him. through devotional service. So in one sense, if we consider what we've just been discussing, it all seems so simple. Actually, Srila Prabhupada used to say, Krishna consciousness is for the simple. And once Srila Prabhupada said, Krishna consciousness is so simple that we may miss it. Everything is simply based on Krishna's mercy. And Prabhupada says, the atheistic mystic practitioner of yoga cannot understand this perfect knowledge. It eludes them. They can never understand this perfect knowledge. And Prabhupada says, yeah, only persons who engage in practical activities of devotional service. Means, what does practical activities of devotional service mean? Means always doing something for Krishna. The 9 processes of devotional service. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Dasyam, and so on. And when one is always doing something for Krishna, one thinks about Krishna. And when one is constantly thinking of Krishna, that is samadhi. That is samadhi. That is the stage of Krishna Smaranam, always thinking of Krishna. So the yogis, they go through so much of hardship, so much of difficulty to come to this point of samadhi, seeing the super soul within the heart. And even when they see, it is shantaras, it's passive, it's no service. You know, there's a famous saying, love is not a noun. Love is a verb. I'm getting a message here. My internet connection is unstable. Is it okay? You're hearing me okay?
Yes, Prabhuji, we can hear you.
Okay, all right. So love is a verb, means we're always doing something for Krishna. And Prabhupada says something very significant. For one who is engaged in devotional, it is possible for them to see and understand the actual fact of the entire cosmic manifestation and its cause. Now, the scientists, they've been trying for a long, long time to understand the cosmos and the cause of its cosmos, or the cosmos. But because they are atheistic by nature, they will not accept that there is a person behind the cosmos. They will very readily accept that it happened by chance, but they cannot accept it happened by a person. But one who is a devotee can understand everything. So this is the simple process of how we can attain full knowledge. Simply try and work to please Krishna by constantly engaging in his devotional service. And through that process, Krishna will give us love. It is said Krishna as various potencies. And 2 potencies are the chit potency, the knowledge-giving potency, and the other one is the ladini potency, the pleasure-giving potency. So when Krishna becomes pleased with a devotee, he bestows something called the Kripa Shakti, which is the combination of the Ladini Shakti, the pleasure potency, and Chit Shakti, which is knowledge. So when Krishna bestows the Shakti on the person, and then at that point, it's like a light bulb going on, off. Oh, so this is who Krishna really is. Krishna reveals himself. And when we understand, truly understand who Krishna is, we become very, very attracted to Krishna, increasingly attracted to Krishna. And through the Ladini potency, the devotee experiences transcendental pleasure, Ananda, all by Krishna's mercy, by him bestowing his Kripa Shakti on us. So it's not any big particular fancy thing. The gopis, who are the greatest devotees of Krishna, they were simple milkmaids. Krishna's good friends, best friends, they were cowherd boys. And Krishna's beloved were just Vaishyas, agricultural. But they were absorbed in Krishna. And he said that when Krishna used to go with his friends to the fields, all of the Rajivasis, they'll simply be thinking of Krishna whole day in the evening, and they would look, and when they see the dust of the calves and the cows, and they know Krishna is coming, and they would all run towards him. So this is very nice. Any questions or comments before we go to the next verse? Okay, let's move on. So text number 31. Iti etat katitam gurvi jnanam tat brahma darshanam yena du pujyate tattvam prakrite purushasya cha. My dear respectful mother, I have already described the path of knowledge, the path of understanding the absolute truth, by which one can come to understand the real truth of matter and spirit and their relationship. This is something has been described as Sankhya Yoga, the real truth of matter and spirit and their relationship. So to come to this understanding is a great blessing. And Lord Kapila is giving this blessing to his mother. Okay, next verse, text number 32. Jnana yogascha man nishto Nairsgunya bhakti lakshanaha Vayorapi eka evarto bhagavach chapta lakshanaha. Translation. Philosophical research culminates in, after achieving this understanding, when one becomes free from the material modes of nature, he attains the stage of devotional. Or by philosophical research, one has to find the same destination, which is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said in the Bhagavad Gita that after many, many lives of philosophical research, the wise man ultimately comes to the point of knowing that Vasudeva Savramiti, Sudurlabha, Mahatma Sudurlabha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is everything. And therefore he surrenders unto him. Such serious students in philosophical research are rare because they are very great souls. If by philosophical research one cannot come to the point of understanding the Supreme Person, then his task is not finished. is such a knowledge is still to be continued until he comes to the point of understanding the Supreme Lord in devotional service. The opportunity for direct touch with the Supreme Personality of Godhead is given in Bhagavad Gita, where it is also said that those who take to other processes, namely the processes of philosophical speculation and mystic yoga practice, have much trouble. After many, many births of much trouble, a yogi, a wise philosopher may come to him, but his path is very troublesome, whereas the path of devotional service is easy for everyone. One can achieve the result of wise philosophical speculation by discharging devotional service. And unless one reaches the point of understanding this personality of Godhead by his mental speculation, all his research work is said to be simply a labor of love. The ultimate destination of the wise philosopher is to merge in the impersonal Brahman. But that Brahman is the effulgence of the Supreme Person. The Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita 14:27, Brahmano hi pratishtanaham amritas tasyava yasya cha. I am the basis of the impersonal Brahman, which is indestructible and is the supreme bliss. The Lord is the supreme reservoir of all pleasure, including Brahman pleasure. The personality of Godhead is said to be already realized in impersonal Brahman and Paramatma. So there are different people that choose different paths on their spiritual journey. Some choose the path of philosophical research, which is known as Jnana Yoga. So unless one's research culminates in Krishna, his research is always incomplete. Always incomplete. But when one comes to the point of understanding that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then imagine one is like trapped. You got iron shackles and chains completely entrapping, and suddenly you get released from that. So the material modes of nature are like that. It traps us, it binds us, it holds us, it conditions us. But when one comes to understand Krishna, it's like you're becoming free of this. And devotional service is the means and it's the end. It's the means to understand Krishna. And when we understand Krishna, devotional service carries on. So Prabhupada says either by devotional service directly or by philosophical research. What does Prabhupada mean like that? You can achieve the goal of Krishna by engaging in devotional service. Or that's direct. Or you can engage in philosophical research, but it must culminate in Krishna. One has to find the same destination, which is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You know, when Prabhupada went to South Africa, he met the head of the Divine Life Society. I think his name was Swami Chidananda. So this Swami was very, very fortunate. He got the chance to meet Srila Prabhupada. And after meeting him, later on Srila Prabhupada commented that this person has been a yogi for many, many lifetimes. But he keeps coming back as a yogi. And what frees us generally from this almost perpetual path of philosophical research? The defining point is when such a soul meets a devotee. He meets a pure devotee. And by meeting the pure devotee, Bhakti Lata Bij, the seed of devotional service is planted. So this Swami from the Divine Life Society, by meeting Srila Prabhupada, if he's humble and he's sincere, then he will get the opportunity to take to devotional service. So how fortunate are we? We have no qualification, no eligibility to enter directly into this path of Krishna consciousness. One time, one devotee asked Srila Prabhupada, he said, Srila Prabhupada, we're reading in your books that after many, many, many lifetimes of Agyata Sukriti, or many, many lifetimes of practicing other processes, one gets the chance to come to devotional service. But we and debauchees, what is our eligibility to take the devotional service? And Prabhupada said, I created your good fortune. Meaning, when one has no eligibility, the pure devotee can create one's eligibility. And at least I can speak for myself. That's how I see. That's how I see my situation. No eligibility, absolutely no eligibility to engage in devotional service. Srila Prabhupada has created that for us. Okay, we move on to text number 33. Connection is very slow. You still hearing me? Okay.
You break up a bit, Prabhuji.
Oh, wondering. Hare Krishna. Are you hearing me, dear devotees? Oh, sorry about that. We moved to do it on Krishna. Us. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. I got it. We got it. Oh, there we go. 33. Yatindriyai pritadvayai atabahu gunashrayaha ekonan nejyat yate tatvat Bhagavan Shastravatmabir. A single object is appreciated differently by different senses due to its having different qualities. Similarly, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is one, but according to different scriptural injunctions, he appears to be different. But it appears that by following the path of Jnana Yoga or empiric philosophical speculation, one reaches the impersonal Brahman. While by executing devotional service in Krishna consciousness, one enriches his faith in and devotion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But it is stated yet that both Bhakti Yoga and Jnana Yoga are meant for reaching the same destination, the Personality of Godhead. By the process of Jnana Yoga, the same Personality of Godhead appears to be impersonal. As the same object appears to be different when perceived by different senses, the Supreme Lord appears to be impersonal by mental speculation. A hill appears cloudy from a distance, and one who does not know may speculate that the hill is a cloud. Actually, it is not a cloud, it is a big hill. One has to learn from authority that the sight of a cloud is not actually a cloud, but a hill. If one makes a little more progress, then instead of a cloud, he sees the hill and something green. When one actually approaches the hill, he will see many varieties. Another example is perceiving milk. When we see milk, we see that it is white. When we taste it, it appears that milk is very palatable. When we touch milk, it appears very cold. When we smell milk, it appears to have a very good flavor. And when we hear, we understand that it is called milk. Perceiving milk with different senses, we say that it is something white, something very delicious, something very aromatic, and so on. Actually, it is milk. Similarly, those who are trying to find the supreme Godhead by mental speculation may approach the bodily effulgence or the impersonal Brahman, and those who are trying to find the supreme Godhead by yoga practice may find him as the local supersoul. But those who are directly truth yoga ultimately, the Supreme Person is the destination of all different processes. The fortunate person who, by freely purified of all material contamination, surrenders everything. One can directly, with all relishable pleasure, only through one path of devotional service. This is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Bhakti Mam Abhijanati. If one devotees, you still there?
Yes,
Yeah,
we had
we
lost
lost-
connection.
Yes, we lost the connection temporarily,
Okay.
but you've come back now.
Okay, let me see. So Prabhupada is saying here, without therefore one should try to transcend even the Brahman pleasure in order to approach the position of dealing with Krishna face to face. As the mind is the center of all the activities of the senses, Krishna is the master of the senses, Rishikesh. The process to fix the mind on Rishikesh or Krishna, as Maharaj Ambrish did, Savayamana Krishna Padara Vindayo. Bhakti is the basic principle of all processes. Without bhakti, neither Jnana Yoga or Stanga Yoga can be successful. And unless one approaches Krishna, the principle of self-realization has no ultimate destination. So Prabhupada is giving very nice explanation. Once Srila Prabhupada said something very similar. He said once a village heard that a train is coming for the very first time to the village. So everyone gathered on the platform waiting for the train to come. So after a while, in the distance, they could see like a rectangle. So some people considered that the train is a rectangle. So they went home and they said, yes, we've seen the train, it's a rectangle. Some people stayed a little longer and then they noticed the front of the train was a light. And they considered that the train was a light. And they went home. Other people stayed on. And eventually the train came nearer. And they said, oh, the train, it's got an engine, it's got locomotives, and so on. So they concluded the train is an engine, is a locomotive with coaches. And then they went away. And finally, those who stayed on, the train arrived at the platform. They saw there was a driver driving the train. They saw that people were in the coaches. And they came out and there was activity and there were so many things going on. So in the same way, realization of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is had. So my connection is unstable. I think I'll stop here. Any questions or comments, dear devotees?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, there's a question in the chat box from Louise Mataji.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, what is? Can you read it to me? It's not coming up yet. Can you read the question to me, please?
Yes, the question
Or
is,
we can-
how do we develop a humble attitude all the time?
Uh-huh. A very nice question. One way the Prabhupada recommended, or the scriptures recommend, is through understanding our situation. When we really understand how small, how insignificant, how little we know. And that comes through knowledge. When we understand the glories of Krishna, the glories of his creation, and our own situation relative to Krishna's creation, then we become humble. We become humble. Yeah, humility is very essential on the spiritual path. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Trinadapi Sunichena, Tarorapi Surishnina, Amanina Manadena, Kirtanya Hadi, Sadahari. That one should think oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than the tree, more humble than a blade of grass. So that humility comes through advancement in spiritual life. The more one advances, the more humble will become. And it simply means that the more we advance, the more Krishna will reveal to us our position in life. And the more Krishna reveals, the more we understand, the more we will become humble. Thanks, Louise. Very nice question. Hare Krishna. Anyone else?
And Prabhuji, to maintain that humility as well. That is also the challenging part.
Yes. You know, there's a story. A rich man went to Vrindavan and they met a guru. And so he asked the guru for initiation. And the guru said, yes, I'll give you initiation, but you have to do something first. You have to go and find someone who is lower than you. And he said, okay, that should be a really easy task. I'll do that very quickly and I'll come and I'll get my initiation. So he went out on the street and first thing he saw was a street sweeper. And he thought, oh, that person is lower than me. You know, I come from a aristocratic background. And then he thought to himself, you know, the street sweeper is always in touch with the dust of Vrindavan. And he said, no, can't be lower than me. Then he carried on and he saw a dog. And he said, oh, that dog must be lower than me. Then he thought, this dog is so fortunate, resides 24 hours a day in Vrindavan, can't be lower than me. And then he carried on like this, and eventually he saw a worm in stool. He saw a pig, and he saw the pig was eating the stool, and he said, this pig is like cleaning the dam. And then he saw stool, and he saw the worm in stool. And he said, even this worm is more. He's actually doing service to the dam. So he went back to the guru, and the guru said, yeah, you found somebody lower than you. He said, no, I couldn't. What do you mean? Then he told the guru the story. And the guru said, very good, I give you initiation now. So humility is a process. Okay. Shall we close?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, could you kindly explain the eligibility criteria that was mentioned earlier on, that we're not eligible? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I don't quite understand that bit, please. If you don't mind explaining it, thank
Okay,
you.
yeah. Or maybe I speak for myself. Maybe you all are great souls in your previous life. You all perform devotional service. Generally, after many lives of practicing spiritual life, one comes. So to come into devotional service, to be on the path of devotional service, one needs some eligibility. Otherwise, we ask ourselves the question, why doesn't everyone take to devotional service? Why isn't everyone situated on the path of devotional service? So that's what eligibility means. So generally, one becomes eligible by some practice of devotional service in one's previous life. Or one becomes eligible by some pure devotee bestowing some mercy upon us. So that's generally, I mean, it's a very deep subject matter and can discuss it at depth, but essentially that's it. And you can read more about it in the Nectar of Devotion, where Srila Rupa Goswami talks about the eligibility of the candidate to take the devotional service. Is that okay, Mataji?
Yes, it is. Thank you so much for explaining. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anyone else? Okay, thank you very much. All glories to your service. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Srimad Bhagavatam Vanchikalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyavas Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo
Namo Namaha.
Ananta Koti
Vaishnavini ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
so much,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Thank you.
Okay, shall we go? Mama, yeah, the handful. I thought it was handful. Let's go. No, we'll just have to go another day then. No, it's not right. No, I'll take you somewhere else then. Oh, what? Lord. Really?